Well, hi everyone. I'm nirv. Today is February 6th, 2026. I haven't streamed in a while, and I'm going to go over some quality of life things and maybe answer some questions. I normally don't do that. I'm not really a streamer, but I'm going to try. I asked a question on my channel yesterday about what else is there to do in Azerothcore here. Azerothcore, of course, if you don't know, it's a self-hosted World of Warcraft server. That means this is how I play the game now. I first started playing WoW in 2005, and I played up until 2021, and I got sick of it, and I got sick of paying for it, got sick of, and I'm going to answer your questions too there, Andrew. And I got sick of paying for it, and I'm sure a lot of people got sick of the way that the direction of the game was going, so this is one way to play vanilla, BC, and Wrath of the Lich King by yourself, or with bots, or with friends, or whatever. You can run your own server and take full control of it. Because it's running your own server, there is basically endless things you can do. It's so big that it's actually almost overwhelming for the average person. So I'm not the guy who made this. The people who had Azerothcore, and they got a GitHub page, and some other people, all sorts of people across the fucking planet, pardon my language, kind of work together to get this working as well as it does. I didn't have anything to do with that. I'm not a coder, but one thing I did do that seemed to help a lot of people is I made a tutorial on how to get it running in Linux. And I assumed that people didn't know anything about Linux, and that's why my tutorial is pretty simple to follow for anybody who's not really technologically savvy. Now, in terms of quality of life, that was what a lot of people were asking me about. They're like, okay, now that I have installed, what do? Now that I have Azerothcore, nirv, what do? Well, I'll try to tell you what do. Let me share my screen here with you, because I actually wrote a whole new text having to do with this, and maybe it's a little too much. We'll see. Let's see here. All right, so quality of life changes. I have official links to the Discord. Now, this is for people who have like a technical question, or maybe they want to learn more. There's Discord servers for this stuff. And obviously, I'm one guy. Just because I made the tutorial doesn't mean I know everything. I definitely don't. There's people out there that know way more than me. So I'm really not the main guy to go to about this. But, I mean, if you want, there's a Discord server there. One of the questions I got from Andrew, I believe, right here, he was asking, like, where the hell is everything? How do you update and all this stuff? Well, in this quality of life new guide that I made, I actually did talk about updating. And I'm going to assume, I'm just going to overwrite the damn config files. That's the main thing. Now, let me explain what the hell that means. When you update, it's only a couple commands. It doesn't overwrite your config files, because who knows, maybe you spent a lot of time modifying your config files. It gives you the new config file, but you have to manually overwrite it, or you have to manually add the new configs yourself, because with each update, there's a lot of times there's more commands, more configs you can give your bots. Sometimes they fix spells, sometimes they fix build types, and that's all in the config file. And if you don't update the config file as well as everything else, well, you're going to be missing out features. And so what I did, I told you here to stop, shut down your server, type the word update. That'll get the newest source files, update your mods, then you build it. That creates the new binaries to run your server. Now here's the two commands, just like the Azerothcore guide. We'll copy these files over here. The first one, of course, is your playerbots.config and your worldserver.config. So once you do this, you'll have the new ones, and you'll have to go back and set everything, but you'll at least have all the newest shit. And I gave some like fail safes if it messes up or whatever. But there's actually a really important, speaking of quality of life, you wanted some quality of life options. So Andrew in particular here, Andrew wanted to know what the hell is going on. I don't understand where everything is and things like that. I'm assuming he didn't ask that exactly. So I made a section in this guide called Viewing Your Debian Linux Azerothcore Files with a GUI-like interface called Midnight Commander. And I wrote it that way because if we look at Andrew's comment here, he said he saw me kind of update my character, he says, I saw you back up a character data in a video once, but it was very fast and it looked like it was happening over network with GUI. So I kind of like confused a lot of people, I guess, because I do things pretty fast. So let me give you that GUI you probably have seen. It's called Midnight Commander, or you can think of it as Molten Core. Now to get MC, you type in what I told you to type in. You type in apt install MC. That's it. So then when you type the word MC in Linux now, watch what you get. You get a split screen GUI, and your mouse works too. These are folders. On the left side, let's look at the left side. There's my Azerothcore folder. I can double click it with my mouse, and I just went into the folder. It's like a Windows folder. So for instance, my config files, when we type PB for instance, that's in your environment folder here, dist, then etc. You'll notice we have worldserver.conf, and then where your playerbots config file is in the modules folder, and there it is, playerbots.config. And if you want to open this, as I show in some of my shortcuts here, you want to open your config file this way, you can press F4 on your keyboard, and there's your bot config file. It's pretty simple. You can use your keys. You can actually search. Let's say you're looking for, like you're in your config files here, or you're in your Linux files, your Azerothcore, and you're looking for a specific word. Like, let's say you want to change PvP. Well, you can go into an etc folder, hold Alt, press Shift, and question mark at the same time. I put it right here. This allows you to search files. Here we go. Alt, Shift, question mark, and you'll get a find file option. So in this screen, I want to search all files. So on the left side, I put the file name is *.*, and then content on the right side, I'm going to type in the word PvP. And I'm going to make sure that case sensitive is not checked on both sides, because I can check case sensitive here and I can check case sensitive here. This is the same thing as find files and folders in Windows, but better. So you just hit enter. It'll find all of the areas in whatever files that contain that word PvP. So I could just highlight one of these and hit F4, and it goes, you know, right to the section of the file that contains that word PvP. F4. There, see, it went down the file. F4. It went down the file further. F4. See? And that's an easy way to find your data in your files. And let's say I want to back it up. For instance, I mean, this thing is endless. I can make a new folder on the right side, and I can type F7. Wait, I'm all zoomed in here. Hold on. Hold on, let me zoom out. Oops. Okay. Sorry. On the right side here, I'm going to hit F7 just for the fuck of it. Test dir. There, I just made a folder. Now I can highlight these on the left side with the insert key and press F5, and it copies them over to the right side. Now I just made a whole backup of my config files there. I can press F8 to delete it. It just makes navigating your files a little bit easier. You don't have to learn it all right now, but that is one thing I highly recommend. Now in this quality of life file, which I will be linking to after we're done here, you can go through it. You can follow. This is basically my advice. These are the things I do with my own server, having played WoW for so long. I can't live without these. All right, so let's see. Thank you. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get my... All right, let's see. I looked at the website before and saw making your own stuff is encouraged, but is there a plug-and-play download for people who just want it to work? Yeah, essentially my guide, my revised guide. That's basically a plug-and-play. I don't think you can get really more I mean, I guess you could get more plug-and-play than that, but part of the problem is that you'll use this method probably. People will recommend you use that single-player project or whatever, SPP or whatever the hell it's called. And part of the reason I don't recommend that, I've mentioned it before, it's because you have to install a bunch of crap on your Windows computer, which is your gaming computer. And that means like Visual Basic or Visual Studio and all these compiling tools and shit. And let's say one day you just want to give it all up and say, fuck this crap, I'm done. There's no just delete button. It's all infected your damn computer now. I don't mean as a virus or anything, but it's bloated now. Your computer's so fucking bloated now with all those crappy files that I think it's hard to get rid of. The way that I show in my guide, which uses a VirtualBox, a little virtual machine, and Linux, you can delete that virtual machine, then you can uninstall VirtualBox, and that's it. You're clean. You're solid. Okay. Yeah. Holy cow, this is going to make everything slick. Editing PvP-GN files is going to be way less of a headache. Yeah, you got to get used to that MC. I call it Molten Core. It means Midnight Commander, but it's really cool. I'm going to check the MC out. Yeah, it's built right in most Linux distributions. And even if you install Ubuntu, you type apt install MC, and you'll also get Midnight Commander. Midnight Commander is one of the best little tools that I found for the Linux terminal. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Okay, so let's continue here. I'm going to show you some of the real world advantages and quality of life changes that I do. Again, I'll be linking this after the stream. I just want to be able to answer questions and maybe update it as I go along here while I'm talking to you guys. And I know that everybody's probably like a first shifter. I'm not. I work third shift, so everybody's probably at work or whatever. But that's all right. I don't need a lot of people watching the stream or anything. Okay, so quality of life source code changes. Now this is more advanced. This is more for advanced people, but even if you're not advanced, I think you can still do this. So I got this data from Revision. He's the same guy who did the English version of the Unbot add-on, this little Unbot add-on that I actually still use. There's other options out there today, but I still like the simple, easy to use add-on to control my bots. Like if I want them to wait here. See, they just wait there. You know, I like this little. Uh-oh, I just pulled. All right, so let me double-click this link, and I'll be including it in the text file here. Now, this is a guy. This is the same guy who did some QoL himself. He actually named it QoL. These modifications to the source code will disable threat generation for certain shaman totems. Disable all forms of cooldown when using the dungeon finder. Disable the hunter pet losing happiness over time. Disable the possibility of being dazed. And a couple other things. I don't do all these. I only do 2 of them. I do the pet happiness, and I do the dungeon finder cooldown. Because even if you modify your world.config file, you can't entirely get rid of that dungeon finder cooldown. It'll penalize you if you queue for a dungeon, leave, try to queue again, and it won't let you. It'll say you left the damn dungeon too early. So you have to modify the source code itself to actually disable that entirely. And those are the only 2 I do. The reason why I don't do the dazed things is for me, it's easy to not get dazed. All you got to do is when you're running from something, just strafe. Make sure the enemy's hitting the front of your character, not the back. That's all. It's really easy to avoid daze for me. I never had a problem with that, so I don't need to disable daze. You're welcome to if you want. Anyway, I wrote all of the instructions right here in the guide, and I'll show you right now. So, let's say you want to disable the looking for group dungeon deserter thing. That means when you hit I on your keyboard and you queue up, like I said, and you leave too early, it gives you that frickin' debuff. Well, to get rid of that, again, this is more for advanced user, but anybody can do it. You're modifying this one file right here called lfgmanager.cpp. So, we don't need MC for this, but we type this in, we go to nano, and we're going to be searching for, I don't know, take something in the middle here, like this LFG proposal, whatever, and copy it to your clipboard. And then in the nano, Control W to search, right click, paste. Now just to make sure you're on the right section, Control W, enter. Control W, enter. So there's 3 sections here with that exact line. So we got to make sure that we're getting it exactly. So you have to kind of look at the source code, then look at what needs to be changed, look at the source code again and make sure it all matches up. Like this one matches up, if player, make sure it matches up, and then you see this aura duration thing. Let me copy that and see. Yep, that's the only one. So this is the right area. Now you'll see my text is blue, but that's because I already did this change. What you're doing, this is what it normally looks like. Right here. This is what it normally looks like. It has this blue line on the top, and then it starts with yellow for the word for, and then this crap, and then it says if, that's more crap. But we want to basically cancel this whole block of text out. Now how you do that is exactly what I show right here. you got to add a forward slash with an asterisk at the beginning of the word for. So you move your cursor over to the beginning of the word for, right here, and do the forward slash asterisk. And you will see everything turns blue now. Watch, I'll take it out and I'll add the asterisk. Take it out, add the asterisk. You'll see it all turns blue. That means I just disabled the rest of the damn file. I don't want to do that. I just want to do this block. So we can cancel the block right here by the opposite command. Asterisk slash. So slash asterisk, and then where it ends, asterisk slash. And it's just this blue chunk right here, this area. Well, I already did this change, so I don't need to do it. And just save it, close out of there. And that's that. Now for the hunter pet happiness losing over, the pet happiness losing over time, you have to go to this other file here, and I'll use like search this bottom line right here, this happiness losing whatever, and I'll again Control W to search, right click. All right, so this is it. As you can see, it's once again all blue because I already took it all out. So let's remove this, and this is what it looks like by default. If get pet type hunter pet blah blah blah. You're looking at source code right here. Well, because we have full control of the source code, we can get rid of it. So basically just look again what I did here, what yours looks like versus what mine looks like. I only added two characters on the top and 2 characters on the bottom. That's it. So slash asterisk, and then at the second, whatever the hell you call it, asterisk slash. All right, so I took this chunk out. Once you take that out, that's it. Save it again. Now here you would type the word build. After you make those 2 changes, you type the word build, and you'll have a new binary file, and you won't have to deal with pet happiness again, or have that add-on, that cooldown crap. And I learned that from the website I linked. Right here, this guy, Revision. I'm not a coder, so I would never figure that out by myself. But that's how you do it. That's how you modify the source code. But once again, after you modify the source code, you have to rebuild it. All right. Okay, and then I talk about my keybinds, and I'll talk about that in a second. Let's see if I have any questions. You never knew about dazed? Yeah, so just so we're clear, what you have to do, and I've always done this, look at your character. God damn it, dude. They keep fucking spawning on me. Look at your character from the top down, and just imagine an invisible line going from right to left, right through the center of his body. An imaginary invisible line straight through. Anywhere in the front half, if you get attacked, you'll be okay. Anywhere in the whole back half, if you get attacked, you can get dazed, and you most likely will. Just make sure when an enemy's coming at you, like let's say this is an enemy coming at me. If he hits me from right here diagonally, I won't get dazed. But if he hits me right here in the back, like in my back right butt, my back right badoccle area, I'm dazed, or likely going to get dazed. So if he hits me directly on the side, it's like 50-50. As long as he doesn't hit the back half of you, you're okay. You won't get dazed. So you'll see what any of my videos ever, when I'm running from an enemy, I'm always strafing away like this. Because if I ever get hit in the butt or in the back half of my character, it's going to daze me. And you'll even see like people have been playing for years, Asmongold and even Alex Sensual, if you guys know who he is, they don't ever do that. That's why they're dazed all the time. Even Asmongold, the dumbass, said that I was wrong, he said you can get dazed from the front. No, you fucking can't, dude. I wanted to fight that asshole one day, Asmongold. I wanted to fight that asshole. I got his little sidekick, McConnell or whatever his name is, from years back. McConnell asked him to come talk to me, and Asmongold wouldn't fucking do it. So even Asmongold doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to this game. I mean, he might in some areas, but when it comes to Daze, he fucking doesn't. So a lot of people really hate Daze, but for me, I don't find it all that bad because I never get dazed. Anyway, that's just my own little thing. I think it's kind of fun to actually learn how to not get dazed. I mean, that's increasing your skill, I think. And that goes for like even PvP and shit. You don't want to get hit in your butt. You know, that's it. It's simple as that. Okay. McCuckle. Yeah. I just assume it's a mounted mechanic. Nope. It's a rear hit mechanic. Happens whether you're walking or on a mount. Like even when I'm on my mount, you'll see me. If I know an enemy's gonna hit me in the butt, I'll make sure I'm facing towards him when he hits me. Because like whenever you run by an enemy out in the world, a lot of times they'll get 1 or 2 hits off you. And if you know it's gonna happen, you might as well face them as you're jumping and running away. You can always jump, do a half turn, and whatever. It doesn't ever slow me down. If you watch closely any of my videos, I just naturally do it. I've been doing it since I first figured it out way back in vanilla. It's a good skill to learn. All right, let's see what else. Okay, so I don't know why I added this, but I thought maybe some people might want to benefit from my little bit of insight I might have. I guess it's not really insight. There's probably people there that do it way better than me. But I included some of my keybinds and shit. Like a basic thing, if you don't know, you go to you hit escape, go to key bindings, and you want to unbind shit that you're not using. Like I don't know, I've unbound most of them already, but sometimes there's like a whole bunch of crap that's bound that you don't use and you don't want to accidentally press while you're playing. Like I think Control 1 or Control F1 and shit, because it'll change your bar sometimes if you accidentally hit them. So you want to unbind unused things. So these are like my keys. F5 is always sheath, unsheath. My mouse button 4, which is my thumb button on my mouse, is always my auto run. I think that's a nice place to have it. I don't know about you guys, but I have a numpad on my keyboard. I will never use a keyboard without a numpad. A numpad is that little set of numbers on the right side of the keyboard. I never like those little half keyboards with missing keys. That just drives me nuts. You have to have the numpad. And you have to have numlock clicked for the numpad to work, because those are a whole other set of keys that you can use for gaming. And I can't live without it. So like my numpad / is my toggle run walk. I almost never use it, but I really like my pitch up and down. So when I'm flying, I can do loop-de-loops just by holding my little numpad up and down there. Tab, of course, is always target nearest enemy. I always have numpad 7 to interact with target. So I've used it when it's really crowded in some areas in WoW, when you can type /tar and you could target an NPC, and then I could just hit numpad, so you don't have to right click. I always had that numpad interact with target, because sometimes in very crowded areas in this game, you try to right click somebody giving you a quest or something, and you can't, because there's just too many people crowded up on one NPC. So I always had some sort of a key to interact with my target, which would be numpad 7. When I'm my hunter, my G keys always send my pet in. Shift G is always to bring him back. And I use bartender to set some of these. It makes it a little bit easier. For instance, let me show you bartender 4 if you don't know. Bartender, which can be activated by /BT when you install it. It looks like this. I can put like a spell, like pick lock right here, and I can put it right here in my bar. I can type /BT. I can hit key bindings. And then I can put this one for like F3. There, that's it. Easy. You highlight your mouse over the spell, press the shortcut, and boom, it's bound. I think that's way easier than dealing with the UI, the default UI. So bartender is absolutely necessary for me. My Shift B's open all bags, up and down arrows, master volume up and down. I like that. And then I assign 4 keys for skull target, moon, and all that crap. And I do that because actually, you can assign your pets or your bots here to actually CC stuff. Now, how effective it is, that's another another thing entirely. I'll try to CC. I don't think I can CC demons, but I'll try. Okay, let's see. So what I'm going to do, I have to first enable CC, and I'm going to get into strategies in a minute here, but I'm going to whisper the mage, and I'm going to type CO space plus CC. CO means combat, and that's a strategy, and I'll explain that in a minute here. Now, he should CC. So when I put a moon on something, he should try to sheep it. And I'll put a skull on that guy. Oh, is he going to try it? Nope, I don't think he is. I don't know why he's not sheeping. Wait. I don't think he can. I don't think you can sheep demons. But anyway, look at they're not even trying to attack him. And after everybody else is dead, they still won't attack him because it's a moon. Look at even the tank's running away. So they won't attack until I take the moon off, or if I put a skull on him. But normal mobs, the mage will start sheeping, like a typical mob, a human mob generally. So those strategies are very important. He won't sheep otherwise. So you have to know a little bit about strategies to get that stuff working nice. Okay. All right, let's see. I want to be able to answer some questions here, because I normally don't do that. 10 keyless? Actually a scam? Yeah. I just want to say thank you. Your guide let me get the most fun out of WoW that I've ever had. You're welcome, man. I'm very thankful that the people who made it. Because those geeks actually deserve a lot of credit. I mean, they're not very good at explaining and promoting themselves and trying to show everybody how great it is, because, you know, that's the way really extreme coders are. They're very good at what they do, but they're not really good at promoting themselves and making guides. They expect everybody to know how to compile things and what the hell Linux is and what commands are and stuff. These bots have better discipline than 90% of my group members. Yeah. Let's see here. I had a look at the Azerothcore setup doc. There's a section called My Preferred Configuration that states it will be revised soon, as many are out of date. Yeah, hopefully. I think there's a lot more people into this now, and that's a good thing. Okay, so let me... I got banned on McConnell's chat one time for saying McCuck after... for saying McCuck after he said it would be fun. I said it. Okay. Oh, Jesus. I not read. Okay, let me see. I want to go over a couple other of these things here. I think they're really important. Okay, this full screen glow. I mentioned this today on my channel. I don't know what people think about this, but in my preference, ever since vanilla, and I actually have screenshots to prove it, this /console space ffxglow space 0, that's to turn off the kind of glow effect that WoW has on by default. So if I set it to 1 and press enter, you see, if you look close, it all kind of, the glow, the whole screen glows. There's on, there's off, there's on, and there's off. And if you really have a keen eye, you can tell that it actually blurs the textures a bit. It becomes what we call in Quake engines, fucking full bright, or some sort of a bloom effect. And I've never liked it in this game. Once I figured it out, and in vanilla WoW, it's right there in the menu, you can just turn it off. It's called full screen glow effect. And when I turned that off in vanilla WoW and I looked at it, I was like, holy fuck, this is way better. Why is it on by default? And I noticed that most screenshots of this game have it on, and it just bugs me. It's just a personal preference. I like full screen glow off. Okay. Now here's macros I can't live without. I think these are really quality of life important things if you don't know about them. Now I set a macro to bring my bot, my selected bot, up to my level and automatically spec them. For instance, I'm level 53. Okay, so he's 53. He's already, they're all the same level. But if I were to drop this guy's level, let me drop his level. I'm gonna type dot character level Copernicus. I'm a 51. Okay, I just dropped him to level 51. Now I have it in my macros here, right here. This macro, playerbot, bot, init, auto. All right, so I have that bound to F1. When I highlight him and hit F1, oh, that's for random bots. I'm actually using a different set of bots here. These bots here are actually on a second account of mine, which is why I was able to name them all and select the class and everything. So that command doesn't work on what are called alt bots. There's two different types of bots. There's random bots and then alt bots. So I used to use random bots all the time and that was it. But right now I'm using alt bots on a secondary account. And that takes a little bit of, you gotta like have them communicate with another command. I forget what it was, but geez, these guys just keep killing everything, don't they? All right, let's see what else. Duratar FFX, yeah, ffxglow. So you see what I'm saying about that shit, right? So I like having F1 because I can instantly change their spec and get them up to my level. I like that shit. Anyway, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Let me get my fucking screen back here. Okay. All bots attack. Yeah, I have that bound to letter T right here. So I hit T. But that's useful for like PvP especially. You want a key bound for attack. And it's, where the fuck is it? It's right here. All it is /P space attack. That means you're going to say the word attack in party chat. And of course you could change that to raid or say or yell or whatever. Because if you had this command right here, this tank, try to send it on a PvP target, he won't do anything. So, let's see. And then macro best practice. So, the way a macro abilities does two things. It stops the swoosh sound if you don't have a target, and it will attack the closest enemy by default. Here's what my rogue Sinister Strike looks like. So, that's really important, because you know when you... Let me try to hit it right now. I'll turn this up, and I'll do Sinister Strike on this target here. Wait a minute. Where the hell's the sound now? It's not making the sound anymore. Usually it'll go some fucking annoying sound I can't stand. But the way to get rid of that sound for your abilities is to macro them all. Like right here, where you do this sound effects disable, UI clear. Oh, that's the other thing, the freaking UI. Do you see where it says out of range on the top here? Each time I click Sinister Strike, it says out of range, out of range, out of range. And sometimes it actually floods the screen. So when you have your macro set, the screen's nice and clean. You see that? It doesn't say out of range anymore. Each time I hit the button, it clears the screen. So it's a beautiful thing. That's why I set all my macros just like that. Okay, my commonly used in-game bot commands. And then I link to the wiki, which has a lot more. Get your bots to click stuff. Now, have you ever been to UBRS, where there's that altar, and it's the first boss? And if your bots don't click that altar, he won't come to life, and you won't be able to kill the first boss in UBRS. So you have to be able to get them to touch it, right? Well, let's do that. Let's get rid of this paladin, and I'll bring in a warlock. Let's see, let's go here. We'll get a warlock. We'll summon the warlock here. Okay. Now, I want this warlock to... Now, summoning bots, of course, is really easy. You hit the summon thing, it always works, right? But what if you have a human player that you want to summon? And I actually had this happen recently. I got a friend who plays on my realm. I actually have a few of them now. And if I want to use my bot to summon my human friend, I can fucking do that. It's pretty awesome. And I just found this out recently. I didn't really know you could do this until recently. So I highlight him. I go to his spell book by right-clicking this one, and this little book, that's your spell book. So I can go to his spell book. Now I make sure to unclick him. Don't click him when you activate this spell. Where is it? It's this ritual of summoning, right? So you hit it, and I want them to touch it, right? So you type the word in party chat, LOS. And they will all whisper you and tell you what they can click that's nearby. So in party chat, you type the letter U, and then find where that portal is. And it's the summoning portal right here. So I type the word U, hold shift, click it. See, they're clicking it. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight myself, and I'm gonna try to summon myself. And again, they're not clicking it. So you have to once again type LOS in party chat, and they'll whisper you and tell you what's near. So I'm going to type in party chat again, the letter U, and then it's going to look different because it's actually a different object. This is called Meeting Stone Summoning Portal. So I'm going to shift click it again, press enter, and they will click it, and you'll see my summon will come up. Ah-ha-ha! You can get them to click nearby objects now. Boom. That's awesome. So that means altars or anything else clickable in the game. You can get them to click doors. You want the rogue to pick a lock? You can use that same thing. You can whisper the rogue directly and have the rogue open that door. Because none of the other bots will, because the rogue can pick locks, right? So that's like that level 59 dungeon in Outlands. You know what I'm talking about. Hellfire Citadel is the first one. Hellfire Ramparts. Maybe it's Ramparts. One of those. But there's like locked doors and shit everywhere in this game, you know. And of course chests. If you want a rogue to open a chest out in the world, you can use that LOS command and then that U, blah blah blah. Okay. All right. What else? So to get my bots the right spec and shit, I have it all right here. You type talent spec list. You can whisper them. I'm going to whisper this Warlock. Talent spec list, and it'll tell me what specs he can be. Affliction PvE, demo PvE. So I'm going to type the same thing. Talents spec, and then I'm going to type out the word. AFFLI space PvE. Now he's that spec. And then you type maintenance in party chat, and that means they'll get pots and clear their bags and whatever else. And then auto gear. And then they will gear up automatically. And that's it. You got to do that. Because you change their spec, you got to give them new gear for it. So I actually do that manually. I don't know. I don't think there's an auto gear button on this thing. Okay, so about strategies. This is really important. So I have this mage right here. And I'm gonna have him go frost real quick. Let's see. Talents, spec, frost, PvE. Auto gear. Alright, so I'm going to inspect him, and you'll see that he's frost. Okay? But there's some hidden secret abilities that you can give your bots. For instance, where's that damn link? Here it is. So this is the wiki. When you go here, you go to Playerbot commands on the right side, and you'll notice, if you type in the word Firestarter, that's a hidden mage spec, essentially. So you have to give them fire spec, and then you have to give them this strategy called Firestarter. It says enables the Firestarter strat for fire mages, resulting in the mage going into melee to utilize the instant cast flame strike from the Firestarter talent. I've never been a mage, well, at least in high level mage, so I don't know what the fuck that is, but maybe it's awesome. Maybe it's more DPS. I don't know. I think, but you have to manually enable it for it to do that. So again, I'm going to whisper them. Talent spec, fire PvE, auto gear. Now, he currently is not this Firestarter, so I have to whisper him. CO space plus Firestarter. Now, to make sure that that's his spec, I can type CO space question mark, and it'll tell me right there. Boom, he's Firestarter. So when I send him in, he will do that melee shit. Again, I didn't check the DPS charge, but he does a shitload of DPS, that guy, I'll tell you. And it might have something to do with the Firestarter. I'm not an expert on mages, so I can't say for sure. But it's cool to mess around with that. What's also great about that is you can have the shamans drop like the tremor totem. So if you're doing the second boss in Molten Core and you don't want to get feared, you can have all your shamans drop a tremor totem instead for that fight by typing, again, CO space plus tremor. And for that fight, they'll drop their tremor totem. So, more power, more like commands and shit. It's more manual, not my favorite thing. As I said in my very first tutorial video, I'm a gamer. I like to go in and blow shit up. So I don't like micromanaging. This is about as much as I can handle for now. So I'll do this stuff to make my characters a bit more powerful. Yeah, people ask a lot about that ChatGPT shit. Yes, there is a way to do it. I haven't successfully done it, and I don't have a GPU in the server computer to do it. So I can hook it up, but it'll be a CPU, and that's not good enough for AI. It's way too slow. Did you already do MC, Kara, or Black Temple with these bots? Yes, I did Molten Core and Blackwing Lair. And I did AQ20. I didn't finish AQ20, but I did some of AQ20, yes. And by the way, that website I linked, or will be linking, also mentions... Here, let me link it right now. Here it is. Okay, so that is the website that kind of keeps track of that stuff, and I'll show you what that means. When you go here, it says Playerbot Raid Completion Status. When you go there, it'll tell you Molten Core, raid strategy implemented for all bosses. Blackwing Lair, raid strategy implemented for blah, blah, blah. Every boss is defeatable with minimal to moderate knowledge and planning. Zul'Gurub, completable. Runes of Encourage, completable. Encourage, work in progress. This one needs strategies. Nobody's implemented them yet for AQ40. Every boss up to Twin Emperors and Cthulhu is completable. Naxxramas not supported. There's Burning Crusade. Karazhan is completable. All these are completable. Serpentine Cavern is partially completable. This is kind of the status of it right now. Zulaman, Sunwell. And then Wrath Lich King raids. Naxxramas is completable. Vault, they're working on it. Obsidian Sanctum, completable, etc., etc. Onyxia's Lair, yep. So yeah, If you're a programmer and you know how to program this stuff, you can actually submit the changes for specific strats on boss fights. So the bots do the right thing, you know. But it's, again, Azerothcore is a work in progress. You can always give your bots like a lot of fucking gear and just probably plow right through it. That's another way to do it. But if you want them to do it properly, it's not totally complete yet. It's still a work in progress. All right, let's see what else we got. The ChatGPT, if I had, because here's what happened. I have a 980 GTX. It's pretty old, right? The GeForce 980 GTX is a pretty old video card, but it does have more power than a CPU for AI. So I took apart my server computer, the same one that has my text guide. You know, when you guys go to download my text guide, that's running in my living room. So if my server's down, I immediately get comments from people. Hey, I can't get the text document. I can't get the text document. What's up with that? So you have to understand, when I turn that server off, I get complaints. Like, people need to get access to the shit I serve. And I serve a lot of shit. So I can't have that down for too long. So I had it down to put in the video card and plugged it in, turned it back on. It did not boot. It's not a power thing. It has enough power. I had all the power connected. I know how to install video cards. I've been doing it for decades. But because I don't run a monitor on that computer, it's actually monitorless. It's a server computer. I couldn't see what errors I was getting. There was no post problems on the motherboard, but I couldn't see what kind of errors I was getting. But it was not loading. I tried it. I spent about half an hour on it. That was enough. And I took the video card back out and I gave up. So I don't have a video card to put in there. And even if I do, it doesn't seem to be booting it for some reason. It's Proxmox. It's not a typical computer I'm used to. Proxmox is a modified version of Debian Linux, and that's right on the bare metal, you know? So that's the OS it has, and I'm not very good at troubleshooting Proxmox, especially without a monitor or a keyboard hooked up or a mouse. So do these bots work autonomously, like doing quests, putting things on the auction notes themselves? So they follow you around, yeah. They like, if I go to the list of players right now, I don't have a lot of them on right now. You'll see that some are in Dragonblight, some are in Howling Fjord right now, some are doing Ice Crown stuff. Yeah, you can set it up. You can make a change in your config file and have them automatically join. Oops, let me show you. You can have them join Battlegrounds and everything, and they do that crap on their own. But you see, there's people on right now. Zeldrak, there's a level 76 Hunter, etc. Yeah, it's great. But in terms of putting things on the auction house, in Azerothcore here, no, I don't think they put things on the auction house. However, there is a way to do that in Sea Mangoes, where they craft their own things and put it on the auction house. I think I managed to get it working once. But that, again, has to do with strategy. That was a strategy command that you put in your config file. Does it run on tokens, ChatGPT, blah, blah? Well, I did it with Sea Mangoes, and I made a video about that. It's on my channel. The Sea Mangoes, I ran it from my main computer. So I had it connect to my main computer here, my gaming computer that I'm streaming from right now, and use this GPU as the AI generation, or the token generation, or whatever you want to call it. But that was Sea Mangoes, though, remember. That wasn't Azerothcore. To this day, I never got Azerothcore working. Is it difficult? Probably not. But I don't want to install Docker on my main computer. To get it working right now, Azerothcore with Ollama, I think I'd have to install Docker on my main computer, and I do not want to do that. I don't want Docker anything. I don't even really like Docker. I use it, but I don't really like it. And I don't want it infecting my Windows computer. It's my gaming computer. I'll install. I have Ollama running on one of my VMs in my living room. In fact, I could show you to prove it. But here, let me show you. So let's see, Ollama somewhere around here. There it is, Ollama. Okay. I'll zoom in on this so you can see. So if I cd Ollama, see I have a Docker compose, and then I type Docker PS, and you'll see that I'm running Ollama right now. It's been up for 8 days. So the only reason I have this is because it connects to my 9801, my mealie server. What's mealie? Mealie is my self-hosted recipe website. Yes, I have a self-hosted Linux recipe website. So let's log in, and like I could drop recipes. Like if I go to create on the left side here, and I hit create images from images, I can drag and drop an image, a recipe, right here, and it'll actually convert it. If it's another language, like a food recipe, it'll convert it. And it uses AI to do that. It recognizes the recipe, it converts all the ingredients if it's another language and shit. And I just wanted to set that up to see if I could get it done, and I could. So in that case, yeah, Ollama's okay. But again, it's really fucking slow because it's a CPU. My recipes, man. So wait, where's my recipes? Okay, here's my spaghetti recipe. Now, who's that? My last step. My last step is me, or my girlfriend. I guess you could probably say my girlfriend. You know, cooking it up and serving it. My first recipe on the site. Anyway, self-host. I'm doing self-hosting for everything, dude. Like I have it for an image server. I'm using Linux for all this stuff, man. It's running all my shit. Now, I've mentioned this before, but I run my World of Warcraft server here in Proxmox. This is Proxmox. It's kind of like VirtualBox, but it's kind of similar thing. So if I type WoW, you can clearly see server info. But Proxmox is very similar to VirtualBox, but I've talked about it before, but snapshots are really important. You want to take a snapshot before you do any major updates. Let me show you VirtualBox. If you don't know, VirtualBox also has snapshots. For instance, here's a VirtualBox, here's a Azerothcore right here, right? And you hit this button, or one of the buttons, you'll find it somewhere. You'll see a snapshots button. Hit it, and then you want to take snapshot, and that'll take a snapshot of your Linux machine. And then if you fuck it up entirely, you can restore, you can revert back to this snapshot. It's like the Windows restore point, kind of. So you want to use the snapshot ability before you make any real major changes to your server. It can save your ass. Okay. Let me see if we have any questions. Let's see. What else should I cover, you know? Beef stroganoff. Dude, I'm still fairly new to Linux. It's really great. It's delivering. Linux is delivering. I use Linux for a magazine website. I use it for all sorts of cool little tools. But yeah, the best ever. Look, I just got a message from my friend who's running. So what happened was my roommate played with me World of Warcraft in 2005 when it first came out. Let me show you the screenshot I took. So when World of Warcraft first came out in 2004, we waited till February 2005 or January 2005 to install it. And we both went and got it. He was my roommate at the time. And we've been playing a lot of co-op games lately. We installed Halo, Master Chief Collection, and we beat Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach, you know, all the Halo games cooperatively over the internet, over VPN, over LAN. It was awesome. And then we played like some Serious Sam co-op game, Tiberian Mayhem, I think it was called. He wanted to play that, so we did. Now he wants to do Borderlands again, and we did that years back. But we love co-op games, okay? We're big fans of cooperative computer games. And guess what else has co-op? Fucking World of Warcraft. This is a co-op game. So I said, you want to play World of Warcraft on my server? He's like, sure. I said, well, I'm a GM. I run the server. And I said, I can make you a character that you had way back in 2005. And he had a female warlock. And that's what we raided with. We did Molten Core originally with my paladin and his warlock back then. And then he sent me this message yesterday. I've been having a lot of fun playing with bots on your server for the last few days. Thanks for the server. I feel like it's a real time vampire, though. I have read over those instructions you linked multiple times, and I know how deep it can go. And the reason he said it was kind of time vampire, because I only gave him a few instructions on how to control the bots and how to move them and shit. I never even gave him an add-on like this right here. So he's doing it all manually. That's why he likes the server, but obviously he doesn't have the tools to control the bots as easily. But so that was kind of a nice little compliment. He's saying this is awesome. Azerothcore is awesome, and I think everybody kind of agrees. Some weird people who won't talk about it with me say things like, why are you playing by yourself, bro? Well, the first thing I say to him is like, why? What kind of heterosexual would want to play on the live servers right now where you can't even choose male and female anymore? It's body type 1 and 2. I mean, that's really offensive to me as a gamer. Like, they neutered the shit out of the game. They're nickel and diming you. It's already full of bots anyway, isn't it? From what I hear, there's still China farmers and bots everywhere. It's like, you know, and you're paying for it. I don't know. I'm not impressed. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Beef stroganoff. All right, let me see. There's a plugin that uses Ollama. Yeah, it looks pretty simple. It doesn't look all that difficult. But again, I don't have a GPU to give it. Maybe I will make a video if I ever decide to try it again. But again, I'll probably have to... I probably have spare parts laying around all over the place. I could probably build another computer just to do it. Actually, you know what? I wonder, I got a laptop with Debian Linux on it. I wonder if I could do with that. But it's not really a GPU. It's like an Intel CPU because I don't want a GPU on a laptop. I'm not a mobile gamer. I was using Ollama with my Azerothcore Wrath Lich King server and used Perplexity API using tokens. My laptop is too weak to run local. So Perplexity, hey Cartons, don't tell me that you have to pay for that, do you? Because if you do, my jaws are going to tighten up. I am not ever... You'll never see me recommend paying for things on the internet. I will never do that. That's ridiculous. Most people on YouTube will tell you to pay for things, and that's offensive to me. I find that extremely offensive to ask people to open their wallets up. I will never, not for me, not for anybody else. The only thing you should pay for in regards to all this stuff is new hardware. Like behind me, I just spent $2,000 on another 100 terabytes. I have not hooked up the drives yet, but I have 4 more hard drives, almost 100 terabytes. I spent over $2,000 on it just a few days ago, and I haven't installed them yet. That's the only thing I'll pay for, is hardware. I won't never pay for software or digital currency or LLM use, if that's what you're talking about. I never heard of Perplexity, but if that includes some sort of spying or $, I'm sorry, I won't use it. Maybe in the past I would have, but I would never do that anymore. Does anybody know? Props for Docker. Careful, WinLinux. Careful. You know I don't like it. If bots had a mind of their own, like regular players, it will be amazing. It's actually pretty... It's pretty damn... It can be convincing. You know? They say things. I logged in the other day and I saw in general chat or trade chat, catch me in Ironforge, this bot said. Just randomly told people to catch him in Ironforge. I started cracking up. I was like... That's funny shit, man. I guess I'm easily amused. The chat on the main game isn't far from the bots anyway. I'm using Revolut Bank. Got 1 year Perplexity subscription. Okay, you said subscription. My jaws are tightening up, mister. No. I would rather not have any kind of AI than to open up my wallet and pay for it. You gotta be crackers. No. Nope. Not gonna happen. So, careful. I really, don't take it personally, Cartons, but I get really pissed when people start promoting paying for shit. It's a character flaw I have. So whether you're affiliated with them, whether or not you're a shill for them, I don't want to hear the word subscription in my vicinity. As a longtime internet user, it makes, you know, it really... Tony Hawk could do stunts off the veins in my forehead. Let's put it that way. What setting do you use that aren't default for worldserver.config and playerbots.config? Well, I mean, if you want me to go through it, I can real quick, but do you want me to show you what I do when I update? Because Andrew, I answered you and you seem to be appreciative of my answer, but it probably went over your head though, didn't it? Do you want me to show you at least how I update? Because you can mimic it. In fact, I'll give you the software, of course, for free. I use TotalCommander in Windows. With each Azerothcore update. I have to say, look what I just said. I'll just point it out so you can read this. This is kind of important. I use a program called TotalCommander in Windows to update my new config files with each Azerothcore update. I am a huge fan of TotalCommander, but I've never paid for it. It's another piece of software that I pirate. And I'm willing to share that with anybody. I have a pirated version. I would not recommend paying for it. But that's the only program I know of that allows you to do split screen side by side, compare two different files, and see exactly what the differences are. And that's really important when you have changes to a config file. With every Azerothcore update, they change a config file. And you don't know everything that they change unless you look at side by side, compare. So if you want to see that, I can show you real quick, but you know, it might go over the heads, but once you get it, it's like you can't go back. I mean, I can't think of a better way to do it. Maybe somebody else will have a suggestion, but okay. Del Rio says, "Hi nirv, thanks a lot for sharing such detailed instructions for Azerothcore. I'm pretty new to Linux, but it was so easy with your help." Well, you're welcome, dude. Well, since I'm a WoW player, I've been playing WoW for a long time. I kind of know that a lot of WoW players, they just want to have fun and play the game. They don't want to turn knobs and modify crap. It's not really fun to do all that stuff, but once you own your server, I can see spending a little bit more time and modifying things to your liking. Now, I want to answer one guy's question here, because I actually found the answer while I was kind of prepping for this. Where is it? He said, this is my post where I said, is there any reason to do more Azerothcore videos? But I wanted to show you, where the hell did he say it? Drop rates. There it is. Here's what. Okay, this guy, Klein. Klein here says, honestly, a video on some of the best quality of life things you can do in Azerothcore would be great, like trying to increase drop rates for certain items, etc. I've been trying to figure that and many more things out for a while. Well, to answer your question there, Klein, that's not something I modify, but I do know how to do it now. So, if you install... Oops. Hold on, let me get back there. If you know how to install HeidiSQL, or whatever the hell they call it, it looks like this. Let me zoom. I'm zooming in here. It's called HeidiSQL. It's a free program you just download, and I did cover this in my first tutorial a little bit, I think. So you would go to new and you would add a new server. And let me right click and hit, so it looks like this. I made an account, connect to your IP for your Linux server. You can create a new account. It's in my text guide somewhere. I show how to, I mentioned the word HeidiSQL in my text guide. And when you add a new user, you can put that information right here. And then you can connect to your database while your server is running or not running. I could stop my server right now and I could still connect to the database. The database is separate from the game itself. Okay, so you would double click it and it connects. Now, on the left side, now that I'm in my Azerothcore database, you'll have a couple databases to look at. There's the auth, which contains all the login and password stuff. Your characters, that means your actual human characters and all the items they have, all their bags, their quests, all that stuff. That's in the characters database. There's the Playerbots, which we don't really care about. Now, Acore World is where you change the drop rates. I open that up, and if you scroll down, there's all these different little, I don't know what you would call them. This is a database thing. I don't know if these are, what are these called? Tables? I think these are called tables. So you scroll down to the right table, and I hope I'm using the right word here. I'm probably butchering it. And you go to Creature Loot Template, I think that's where I found it. Let me see the size. Yep, it's 21 megs. It's huge. So you go to this creature loot template, and on the top right, a little bit, you'll see that data right here. Click that data button. There. See that chance? That's the chance percent. 100%. And if you scroll all the way over, you'll see what it is. I can scroll down. There's over 200,000 items in this table, in this list. As you scroll down, there's over 200,000. It's insane. So let me scroll way down, like halfway. Let's see. Varg Ice Cleaver, whatever the fuck that is. So the chance is 0.1%. you can increase that. You can change it to 0.2. Oops, I fucked it up. Well, let me do that again. Okay, let me scroll down. I'm trying to find an item. I don't know what the hell this reference table shit is, but you can find items in this list. You might be able to search, I'm guessing. I'm just kind of scrolling down here looking for like an item. Focus wizard, fur-lined belt. Oh, fur-lined belt. Boots, icy mail bracers from this guy. So you would double click it, sorry, and you'd put like 0.5 or 1.2. And that it's not saved until you hold control and press enter. And that icon is right here. You see that icon? That's to submit your change to your database. And then you would restart your server and it would be updated. There you go. The drop rate just increased for that item on that mob. But again, I have to tell you, I'm not an expert at modifying this stuff, but this is pretty safe to edit. When you use HeidiSQL here, it's pretty safe to edit. It won't fuck with, it won't cause your server to not start or something like that. But that's, all that stuff is right in your database. Let's see. Hold on, who's whispering me? Is that my friend? Oh no, it's the Warlock whispering me. Hey nirv, sometimes I encounter a client bug that my character gets stuck in an attack animation. When I play as a hunter, I can use feign death to fix it. Yeah, I log out and I come back. That fixes it too. I know what you're talking about. That is kind of strange. With other classes, the only solution I found is to close and restart the client. Have you encountered it yourself? And yeah, so yeah, I just log out and come back in. That's how I fixed it. I didn't actually have to close it. I'd love a walkthrough if you have time. I get the gist, and the MC program you used earlier is sweet. A whole walkthrough, huh? Okay. By the way, about HeidiSQL, I like Debeaver as a SQL client. It's more powerful, easy to use, has drivers for many different databases servers. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. I mean, but they're not going to pick though. That's what I've noticed. Win Linux, people don't generally pick stuff on their own unless they're really advanced. They want, believe it or not, as weird as it might sound, people want to be told what to use. They want direction. They just want, and if they want to learn different versions later, they can. But you don't want to say things in tutorials like, yeah, if you want to use this one or you want to use this one, it's fine. Because people won't know what to use. They're like, make a decision and tell me, asshole. That's what people are thinking when they're watching your tutorial. Make a decision, cocksucker, and tell me the answer. Shut the fuck, don't give me options. I'll make my own options later on. Just right now, give me the answer. So, you know, I'm telling him to use HeidiSQL. I'm not going to say, oh, it's up to you, because I think that's not what people want, as weird as it might sound. No affiliate, just a shill. Blah, blah, blah. I run Azerothcore since December 2025. We played together with my wife like it was 2006. We decided to play only TBC content. Yeah, that's the other thing. You can give access when you make a character. You can give access to only certain expansions. I will give you an example, actually. This is another good site to go to. This is an official GM commands on Azerothcore. Expansion. The very first command that you see on that website, it says account addon. All right, so I'll show you. I'm going to make a quick account. I will show you make an account and I will log into it. Let me get there, hold on. It is pretty neat. Okay. So, okay. Oh, let me get rid of that shit. All right, so let's make an account and then give them limited access. All right, so to make an account, you can do it in-game or you can do it from when you type WoW in Linux. It'll go to your to your Azeroth core terminal. And from here, you can type account space create, nirv4, banana. Account created. Now, you take that first command right here, account.addon, and I believe it's account addon. It's going to be 1. nirv4, 1. 1, nirv4. Standby. See, you know, sometimes I don't like the documentation. Sometimes. No, it's different. Account set addon, that's it. Okay. Not account addon, it's account set addon. Sorry. Let's get that straight. I told you I was new at this stuff. Account set addon. Actually, you don't need the period. Account set addon. Nirv. God damn it. You know, it's almost better to just write this in a account set addon nirv4 2. It's better to like write it in a text document than paste it. See? Right there. Account nirv4 have up to 2 expansions allowed now. So let me log in. I'll do it right now. nirv4 banana. Log in. So I'll create a new character, right? Oh, Death Knight's not here. Basically, I only have Burning Crusade, but let me actually change that to a 1 instead of a 2. There we go. nirv4 banana. Okay, so let's say I want to make a Blood Elf. So we'll dig a Blood Elf, right? What? Oh. You gotta put 0. Okay. Sorry, dude. 0 is vanilla. Let me delete this character. So when you get 0, you should not be able to... Yeah, see? Requires the Burning Crusade. So I just gave myself vanilla only. So if you do the account 1, then they'll have the Burning Crusade. Account 2, you'll have Wrath of the Lich King. 0, you'll have vanilla. Sorry. It's not something I really ever do. But that's one way you can kind of lock your character to 60. Yeah? That's how you lock your character to 60. There you go. All right. I'll show you how I modify. It's a little. I won't take too long on it, but I'll just quick show you how I do it. I was surprised to see how bots behave in Karazhan, Magtheridon, and Gruul. They're much clever, useful than real players. Yeah, and they don't talk back to you too. The bots don't talk back. You can abuse them. You can go AFK for 1 hour. I wonder, I'm trying to think of whether or not I should include how to get files. I mean, have you guys figured out yet? Let me ask you. Whatever you're offering over my head, updating a server, TotalCommander. So, do you know how to take files off of your Linux machine and put them on Windows? I wonder, do you? Because that's something you're going to have to do also. I guess we'll have to do it that way, won't we? All right. So right now, copy configs from Debian Linux to Windows PC for backup or comparison. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to add this little thing, how to copy like files from your Linux PC, right? Okay. open your Windows CMD. And as you can see, I'm in c:\users/nirv. And we'll keep it there, that's fine. I'm gonna type sftp root at 192.168.1.123, your server. So instead of SSH, remember my guides, I tell you to type SSH. Well, this one's a little different. This is called SFTP. So we're gonna do that and type the word yes. Okay, we're gonna connect. Now type ls to see where we are. Okay, so what we're gonna do is gonna do cd, like that. We're going to change the directory to there. Oh my God, come on. Yep. What are you talking about? Oh, I guess they're just... Okay. There we go. No slash. Damn it. Okay. Now we're in the Azeroth folder, right? And this is kind of hard to see the way it looks right now. But then we're going to cd to env. And then cd dist. And then cd etc, I believe. Yep. And then you type git -r asterisk. Watch this. See that? It just got all the config files. Just like that. Now they're on my Windows PC in this folder. So I'm going to type in Explorer. And I'm going to go to my, let's see, this PC and this like nirv, right? I never use this Windows fucking shit. So it's going to be C drive and then it's going to be users, nirv. Okay. You see that? There's the auth server right there and the config file right there. You see that? I have them on my hard drive. So one thing you can do is you can open Notepad and you can drag and drop your, let's see, playerbots.config right there. And you can open another Notepad like that. And you can drag your playerbots.conf.dist. That's one way to do it. That's with Notepad. But then you have to go line by line and kind of compare them, like this one, then this one. It's like, what did they change? What do they change? It's not easy to see what's different, is it? Because they look almost identical. They're probably a little different. It's a huge text document. So that's how you get them on your actual hard drive. Okay? Right here, just like that. I'll do it one more time just to start by this. Okay, I'm connected. Okay, then I'm going to CD to that. Yep. That's how you do it. Just like that. That's how you get all your configs. You could also make a directory and put them all there. But anyway, I do it a little bit differently. I cheat a little bit. I use MC, and I go to my... Now I'm logged into my FTP in my living room, my other server. And I go to Azerothcore, and I go to config, and then I make a new folder here called 2026-0206. And then I highlight all these, and I copy them all over. Wait. I copy them all to my server computer, okay? All right, they're copied over to my server. Then I use this to log on to my server. And I go to the iParty folder. Then I go to Azerothcore config. And then I made the new folder to the, yep, there it is. So then I just copy the damn date over, just like that. So now I have all the config files. Okay. All right, as you can see, I have the config files right here. So I can compare the world server, and you see they're slightly different, the sizes. But let's look at Playerbots. Let's compare. So what's cool about TotalCommander, you're looking right at it. Here's TotalCommander. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know any other program that has this. TotalCommander allows you to highlight two files like this. I'm holding shift and I'm highlighting two, and allows you to go to files and then compare by content. One of the best things, compare by content. So to open up a program, split screen, one on the left, one on the right. And if you look closely, they highlight red, or they highlight in some way. So the one on the left is mine, The one on the right is the new config file that I last, when I built my server, it gave me a new config. So this is the original. This is an untouched config file. So that was 500. So as I scroll down, you'll see, it's kind of hard to see on your screen probably, but as you scroll down, you can see all the differences. And I look at the differences. That's what I do, and I see if they change anything. And if they change something significant, oh, like this right here. So here's what they changed. They changed something about equipment item level having to do with Kara, Gruul, and Mag. That's what it used to be, and that's what it is now. You see that? And it's highlighted red. Beautiful thing. So what's great is that I can, in Linux, I type PB, I go to my Playerbots. Or wait, no, this is my world. Or no, this is Playerbots. So then I right-click on the left side, copy the selection to clipboard, Control-W, paste, there. And then I delete the whole line with Control-K. There, I just deleted the whole line, and I copy this right line, and then I Shift-Insert. There. I just copied, I got rid of this line on the left and copied the new one on the right. And I do that for everything. I know, it seems like a lot, doesn't it? But I think this is the best way to do it, because I can see exactly what they changed, and I can insert it into mine how I want. Okay, so, all right, I like that. That's my change. So they sometimes change these pre-made specs and stuff too, so I definitely want to copy those over. Okay, so they changed the word Death Knight. Look at this. So let's do that. Let's get a word. Oh, they spelt it wrong. That's why. We'll just copy the new one. Shift insert. There. That's it. I know it's crazy, dude. It's fucking. This stuff is. I'm not saying it's fun. I'm just trying to go for convenience and, you know, get it done with. Get it over with. Okay, so here's some more stuff where they changed. Blood of Heroes crap. Let's see, quest items. So let's delete that line and let's copy this line over right here. Shift insert, done. Okay, so suggest dungeons in lowercase randomly. Mine's set to 1, but let's turn it off because I guess the default is 0. Not that it matters, I guess, but random bot RPG chance 0, but on theirs it says chance bot chooses RPG, teleport to random camp for their level instead of grinding. No, I want them to actually grind. Yeah, that's it. That's the only differences that are kind of different. See that? Cool, huh? I bet you're totally confused right now. It didn't help worth a damn. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Forgive me. This is why I kind of limit myself on how much information I put out there, because it can get overwhelming, man. It really can. Do you have a Discord server? Yeah, but for private, small group of friends only. I'm not a streamer, and I don't ask for money, and I don't want people to like and subscribe, and I'm not one of these guys, dude. I'm completely different than all those guys. I'm kind of an introvert teetering on misanthrope. I kind of stick to myself, but sometimes I'm feeling generous, and I feel like helping people out, and I don't know everything. I'm kind of a dumbass, but I like to kind of share any kind of knowledge I might have that might help other people. I've muscled my way through a few times while updating my Proxmox. Oh, cool, you got Proxmox, good. Have you tried the level brackets module? Yeah, I don't really like the idea of that when I looked into it. Yeah, like, I guess I could probably try. Here's the thing about that, was that individual progression? I don't know what it's like now, but I will tell you, last time I tried individual progression, that module, I wanted to do level 60 Onyxia, because I actually did that back in the day, and it was tough. So I wanted to see if the bots could do it. I tried bringing them in. I had to give them Drakefire Amulet, or they couldn't get in, because original vanilla Onyxia, you not only had to have the Onyxia Cloak for the Shadow Flame or whatever, but you had to have the Drakefire Amulet to even walk in the first place, which was a huge quest line from what I remember. So of course I cheated. I just gave all the bots the amulet, and some of them could get in, but some couldn't. And then even though they were in, they weren't like acting normal. They like I couldn't see them. I think it was. I couldn't see them in the dungeon. I was in, and when you type /who, you could see I was in Onyxia 60, but none of the other bots could get in. I don't know if that's since been fixed. For copying files, I personally use FileZilla. There's another great one called WinSCP. Yeah, that's also a great thing. WinSCP. I use the mount command to mount Shaman network. Yeah, that's another way to do it. You can edit files with native Linux editor like Nano. Yeah. Yeah, there's all sorts of ways to do it. My way with TotalCommander, to me, is the best. Now, if you could do split screen, that'd be cool. If you could do like split screen in Nano or something. I tried to figure. I don't know. It's also pretty small. I don't know how well it would work. That's fair enough. I'm a dumbass too. Somehow grep in Linux displays. I want to say there is something somehow to grep in Linux and have it display only line differences. Oh yeah, you know what? You're probably right. But I mean, look at how many lines are in those config files, though. I mean, it's a shitload. It's a lot. And in fact, like it gets even more. Like if it's been a while since you've updated your config files, it's even bigger of a pain because there's just so much to change. It's not individual progression. No, I know that. I was talking about individual progression, though. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I am having a problem, though, right now. I don't know if anybody else is, but if I go over... How many bots do I have right now? Yeah, if I go much more over 75 right now, my server crashes within, I don't know, 20 minutes or something like that. Or less. Like, I can't do anything anymore. You know, it gets backed up. I don't know if it's the database or what. I'd never seen it like that before. I've seen it where it was like maybe 1,000 bots, but never like 80, where it starts to fucking hiccup and shit, which is very strange. So there is one option though. If you come to a point like this that you don't want to troubleshoot it, you don't want to try to fix every individual problem, you can literally dump your database, back it up into one file, and then reinstall from scratch, completely fresh, and then import it. And you'll be exactly where you left off. I did that live on stream one night. I think it took me, 8 minutes. I was playing and my server kept freezing. And I went from Debian 12 Bookworm to Debian 13 Trixie while I was streaming. I converted all, I did the whole backup and restore. And I was back up and playing in like 8 minutes or something like that. So that's a possibility too. You can always start over. And your database, see, that's why it's kind of nice the way they did this modular Azerothcore. They kind of separate things, so if one thing blows up, you can kind of restore pieces. Can you have giant battles between Horde Alliance bots? Anything is possible with open source. I'm going to try to finish this dungeon. How about that? Let me put on some... Oops. Let me put on some poisons on my rogue here. I brought a Warlock, but I don't really want him anymore because he's not mine. So I'm going to disconnect that Warlock. And I'm going to bring... There's my Paladin. That Paladin kicks a lot of ass, too. Okay. Come on, guys. Let's go. So, I don't know if you guys know this, but there is a new, updated, kind of like an unbot add-on, but it's huge. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Where the hell is a new one? I don't remember what the fuck it is now. I don't have it handy, I guess. There's another add-on that's some sort of a... You guys can talk to those guys on Discord or whatever. They know. It's insane, though. There's like... It looks like a star map of all the fucking constellations and stars in the Milky Way galaxy. I mean, you hit one button and like fucking 10 more menus open up. It's like ridiculous. I can't stand that shit. I want simplistic crap. I want to just blow shit up. I don't want every command. Get him! Oh, it burns, it burns. He put the tank there. Okay. So in some situations, you need to jump off a cliff. Well, the bots aren't very good at jumping off with you yet. Maybe in the future they will be. The option that you have, let me show you if you don't know. You can hit this, make the bot stand still. Okay? And then you jump off. And then you press teleport. And resume. And that's it. Did that fucking paladin die? Holy shit. I have my server set up so each time I hit summon, they respawn the bots. The bots come back to life, or at least they should. Where is he? There he is. Now, by the way, if you're drunk, you know how you get drunk in this game, right? You drink alcohol, and when you start typing, it fucks all your words up, right? Well, guess what? What I found out. If you're drunk and you try typing the word summon, it says shummon. Shummon. And you can't summon your bots, dude. You're fucked. So don't get drunk in the game. Shaman. So if you're really into like RP type stuff, what the hell's going on with this paladin, dude? Is he dying or what the fuck is happening to him? I have no idea what's happening to that paladin right now. I think he's somewhere else. Oh, you know what? Is it one of those cases where I think it, okay, so I think what's going on is the dungeon's probably full because that warlock, I had him log out while he was in here. So I think it's still counting him as a player. Let me bring that warlock back. And let me kick that warlock. Hopefully I get the same one. Actually, you know what? I'll dot playerbot bot add Mavelin. What the fuck was the command again? Fuck. I guess I'll just... Okay, alright. So I'm going to send this guy. I'm going to type Tella, name, GM Island. No, he's still in Dire Mall. What the fuck? Oh, you gotta put a period. Tella, name, GM Island. What? Hey! What the fuck is happening, dude? Why did it send me? I said name. What the fuck is happening? Oh, man. What the fuck? Appear. What the hell is happening? Appear's not working, dude. I don't know how to get back now. It's usually .appear sends me right in. Tele. Name. Mavelin. Olgrimar. Huh. Man, I don't like typing these commands. I don't type them enough. Now, how the fuck am I gonna get back to them? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna kick this fucking cocksucker here. Yeah, appear I guess only works outdoors. Indoors is a little bit... God, this is beautiful, man. Okay, get that warlock out of my life. And bring my paladin back. Okay, let's get in that damn dungeon. I know what do. Yeah, the appear isn't working, dude. Now it might work when I'm in here? Yeah, okay. So it works when I'm in here now. Where's the Okay, revive. I had to type revive Copernicus. He's still not summoning in here. I don't understand. I kicked that other guy out. I don't know why it's not letting him in here. This is very weird. Fucker. What the fuck is the shaman, dude? This is just great. I don't understand why it's not summoning that shaman or that paladin. It makes no fucking sense to me at all. Tele, name, Copernicus, Darmal. There he is. Why did I have to type Darmal? It makes no fucking sense. I don't get that. Whoops! Oh. Well, this is kind of how WoW really went, though, if you want accuracy, right? You had these kind of blunders. Now, normally that doesn't fuck up like that. I have no idea why. I had to actually manually tell him to come to Darmal, that's really weird. Anyway, I don't know. I think that's about it, guys. Maybe time to reinstall. Yeah, it's a possibility. Recall returns where you teleport from? I don't know. I've never typed .recall. But I had to .tele name Copernicus Darmal. Then I could summon. That was really fucking weird. Well, are there any other questions to cover? Because again, you can tell I'm not an expert at this shit. Like I'm not qualified to be making tutorials on this shit. Really? Like what the hell do I know? I'm just some turd. I'm figuring. Why do you think I take so many notes, man? I'm figuring this crap out myself. Anyway, let me put that little bit of text that I wrote up on my site, and then I think I'm out of here. All right. QoL.txt. Okay. That'll have to do for now. Okay. Well, that's it, I think. Maybe I'll have my shit together next time instead of doing it live. I kind of just I just wing this shit. But yeah, that AI shit's not going to happen with me for a while. So maybe if somebody else around here like has a GPU, I think you should be able to get that ollama working and you know, make a video yourself. You know, whatever. Make a video for everybody if you got a GPU, because I don't have an extra one right now. All right, man. See you later.
Have a bad day. Goodbye.